All right, we're moving into our work and some of us back to school week after Christmas and New Year's, and we do have some weather changes coming. First of all, on Monday we stay chilly to start the day, but most of the upcoming week is going to be a lot warmer than what we saw today. And the thing with warming weather this time of year is that often that translates into a fog threat in the mornings. So this is really the biggest hazard that we're going to be watching out for pretty much each day. Actually, including tomorrow, even though tomorrow morning is set to be chilly, and that's not really a typical setup for fog. It's usually when we have these warmer air masses coming back in from the Gulf over the cooler land that promotes fog. But tomorrow we may have enough moisture at the surface to promote at least a little bit of patchy fog, even on a chilly Monday morning. The clouds definitely stuck around today. We were expecting a big breakup in the clouds by the second part of the day into the afternoon and evening, but we still have the clouds around and temperatures upper 50s. Highs today were only around 60. I was very careful to note there were a few patches of blue sky here and there, but wow, those were some stubborn clouds. We'll take a look at them on satellite imagery in a second. But first of all, this evening, on your Sunday evening, we are cool in the 50s, and our winds are still coming in from the north after we got this front, which passed all the way south last night and brought in this cooler feel for Sunday. Whereas Saturday we hit 81 degrees for a record high at the Kenner Airport. Satellite imagery still, though, showing clouds filtering over, and this is the visible imagery that we're losing now that we're getting towards sunset. But you can see that we did have a big chunk of clouds over a big part of South Louisiana that just really didn't go anywhere, plus some other clouds moving in from the north. So for tonight, mostly cloudy. I don't see them really changing that much for tonight. Our temperatures mainly in the 50s for tonight, but if you're on the North Shore, your temperatures will drop likely to just barely into the upper 40s. So pretty chilly start. I would recommend probably a jacket or coat or whatever you needed today, tomorrow morning. And again, the fog possible because our winds are going to be from the southeast. Now, one good thing is that our fog visibility forecast, this is for Monday morning, 7 a.m. This model is not picking up on a lot of fog. However, some other models are, so it's one of these things. Fog can be really tricky to kind of pinpoint exact locations sometimes as well. It looks like it'll either be some layers of low clouds, or if we see things really calm and less wind, even though winds probably won't be very strong either way, if we see not a lot of wind, then that might allow the fog and those low clouds to form closer to the surface and allow that higher chance for fog. So just a heads up for tomorrow morning. I would turn on the news early in the morning. If you do have questions about how visibility is for early tomorrow, give yourself time each morning this week. Actually, I would probably do that just in case. Tomorrow, though, during the afternoon, 71 for the high, and after that, we're upper 70s. So for warm weather fans, we are going to be right back there near 80 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And keep in mind, our average high at this point in January is lower 60s. So we're going to be way above that until we get our next front. And kind of interesting, it's sometimes they seem to come on these 7-day kind of patterns. We had one this weekend, and we're expecting one next weekend, probably Friday night into Saturday. Things happening this week with the start of Carnival on Tuesday. Joan of Arc parade, mostly clear and cool, very pleasant for this French Quarter parade as temperatures will be in the upper 60s, falling through the 60s for the evening. And then the late week rain. Did I say that right? Late week rain. I'm not sure if I stumbled on that, but our late week rain setup is going to be Friday, 6 p.m. You can see this next cold front approaching. A few showers maybe during the day Friday, but it looks like it could be more evening and even night. This is Saturday morning, 2 a.m. Some showers and a few storms. And then during the day Saturday, we're drying out. This is 10 a.m. The European model wants to take most of the rain off to the east of us. We'll watch in case there are a few thunderstorms that might get on the strong side. Really, it's way too early to pinpoint exactly how strong some of these storms might be able to get. But I would just keep your eye on the Friday night time frame for maybe a strong storm or two. We'll have more information, of course, as we see the system take shape later in the week. Rain totals are not really looking that impressive, maybe a ½ inch, maybe if you're lucky an inch or so, but it's not a really huge rain event as it's going to be moving pretty fast in and out of our area. And then on Sunday, it's cooler, and then we get another hit of some cooler air. So actually early next week, we'll be talking about a pretty substantial cool down. Sunday, high temperatures maybe only upper 50s to around 60, and then Monday following that, so a week from tomorrow, we may have highs in the 50s. We could see some 30s north of the lake. So keep your eye on that for our next significant cold snap, you could say. But even next weekend on Saturday, It looks like 50s perhaps for the morning, depending on the timing of that front. If it speeds up or slows down a bit, we'll have to change that. But Saturday during the day, highs likely in the 60s. A bit of a breeze on Friday and Saturday as well as that front approaches and moves through. And then Sunday, a week from today, does look on the chilly side, about 40 maybe north of the lake and upper 40 south, although exact temperatures could change a bit as we're almost a week out from that. So a couple of changes certainly possible. Again, as I was pointing out, the big hazard this week is just that morning fog potential. Otherwise, it'll actually be a really pleasant week as far as the afternoons go. Partly cloudy and unseasonably warm for sure. Upper 70s to about 80, but also not a terrible feel for a lot of us here in New Orleans.